Hello and welcome back to another episode of Ruining Your Childhood.
Welcome back to another episode of Ruining Your Childhood, one sculpt at a time. Today we're going to be sculpting Master Shake. This is going to finish up our Aqua Teen Hunger Force series. Well, at least for now. I see you, Carl. It's been a blast working on these characters, and I'm very curious to see who you guys would like me to sculpt next. So leave a comment down below of what show I should tackle in our next following videos. And while you're doing that, we could go ahead and start defiling Master Shake. We start the build off by taking a piece of cardboard, then using a little bit of smoke and mirrors action, we go ahead and slam that to the desk, and it magically pops into a perfectly cut out shape to make this little cup boy. I then take my X-Acto knife, making these little score lines all across the inside. This makes it a lot more flexible and easier to roll into a tube shape without getting those harsh fold lines. After I was happy with the size and shape, I went ahead and took some aluminum foil tape, taping it on the inside, connecting the two ends, and then I also followed up with a piece of tape on the outside just to make that seam a little stronger. And with that, we got a nice little skeleton we could work off of, so we're gonna go ahead and take some liquid Sculpey, applying this to the outside in a nice thick fashion. Once we got that completely covered, we could go ahead and gingerly lay that on top of a nice flattened out piece of clay, wrapping it around the outside. I then take my X-Acto knife, slicing off the little excess bits. I then finish it off by taking the back end of my X-Acto knife just to blend in that seam. Just to make sure we don't ruin that smooth outside, we're gonna pop in the oven for a quick bake. And with the cup base back and a little too baked, definitely won't do that again, right? We could go ahead and just cap off the bottom here by taking a flattened out piece of clay, then using my X-Acto knife to trace out the bottom, and then I'm just gonna peel off all that little excess bit. Then I just take my finger, going around the outside just to make sure everything blends into the rest of the surface. After I finished capping off the bottom, I was realizing it was a little flimsy, so we're gonna be bulking out the inside using these aluminum foil balls that I just shoved down inside. This is just gonna give it a little bit more strength. Once we're done bulking this bad boy up, we could start adding his eyeballs. For this, I just took a couple of pre-baked eyeballs that I made off camera by pre-baking a ball of clay, then slicing it in half. Just to make sure it sticks to the cup, I'm going to be using a little bit of bacon bond, and also at the back of the eyes I have some fresh clay as well. Once I found the proper position of the eyes, I could go ahead and use my thumbs and force those in. Happy with how those looked, we could go ahead and start building up those eye bags. Starting off with a worm of clay, I go ahead and lay that on the bottom of the eye, then just using my fingers, I go ahead and mash that in. We're not trying to be too fancy right here, we're mostly just trying to bulk things up at the moment. Once we got those lower eye bags thoroughly bulked, we could go ahead and do the same exact thing for the upper lid, laying a rolled up piece of clay on top, then mashing it in. Now, despite the fact he doesn't have a nose, we still are going to be bulking out that area, so I stick a piece of clay between the eyes just to kind of give it a little bit more thickness. Once we get that all smoothed out, we could go ahead and start adding on his eyelids. For this, I rolled out a nice thin piece of clay that we're going to lay over top of the eye. This is going to make up his skin flaps. Once I got the skin flaps in their proper position, I can take my X-Acto knife, cutting off the excess bits of clay. I mirrored the same thing on the other eye, then I go around the top portion of it with my thumb just to blend it into the rest of the cup. Once I got that blended in, I could go in with the back end of my X-Acto knife just to give the eyebrows a little bit more shape. Now that we have the upper eyelids done, we could go ahead and move down to the lower lids. These are made the exact same way as the upper lids, except we're just using a thinner piece of clay because we don't need to really bulk anything out anymore. We're just really trying to refine that lower lid line. I was pretty happy with how the eyes were looking so far, so we could go ahead and start working on the mouth. We're going to need to bulk up that lower section, so first I'm going to be adding some bacon bond, then adding a nice fat dank nug of clay to the lower section of the face. I start by blending it in with my fingers, then I move to the back end of a paintbrush just to smooth everything out. Now that we got all those big bumps, lumps, and clumps smoothed out, we could go in with a silicone sculpting tool to start carving in his mouth. I was pretty happy with how the shape of the mouth was looking, so I could go in with my X-Acto knife, start carving out the inside of the mouth. Once I got the shape cut out, we could go in and peel that out. And now that his mouth is looking a little bit more like a mouth, I could take my silicone sculpting tool to really start refining the shape. After giving his lower lip that lower line, we're going to go in with that same sculpting tool to give his lip some texture. As for his upper lip, we do want that bad boy nice and thin, but I am going to be taking that silicone sculpting tool dipped in some isopropyl alcohol just to give it a little bit more shape. I was pretty happy with how the mouth was looking, so we could go ahead and start adding some more detail. Using a silicone sculpting tool, I go above and below the eyes, just lightly grazing across the surface of the clay. This gives it a nice subtle texture, almost looks like leather. And now that we have all the details on the face complete, we could start working on the lid. To To start things off, we're going to be doing pretty much the exact same thing like we did for the bottom of the cup, starting with a flattened out piece of clay. I mash that on the top, slicing off the excess bits, and then I go around with my fingers just to blending in the seams. Now that we got the top of the cup all capped off, we could go around with this thin strip of clay, wrapping it around the circumference of the cup, slicing off the little excess bit, then using the back end of my X-Acto knife to blend in that seam. Now I was pretty happy with how this was looking so far, but I did want this to look a little bit more like a lid, so I'm going to be using my silicone sculpting tool dipped in some isopropyl alcohol to go around the edge just to make it a bit more rigid. And to finish everything off, I go in with a paintbrush dipped in some alcohol just to give it a nice sloppy wet rub down, just to get rid of all those fingerprints and tool marks. And with the face and lid done, next up on the agenda is this straw. Start things off by taking a dank nug of clay, rolling it out into this nice tube shape. I was pretty happy with the thickness, so now I could insert this piece of armature wire, shoving it down the center, and then go ahead and roll that out real quick just to make sure it's all tubular. I then take that piece of armature wire back out, giving it a nice little kink, then shoving that little sleeve back on top. Now Master Shake is rocking a bendy straw, so we are going to be adding that little bend texture. For this, I just take my silicone sculpting tool, going along that kink line just to give it these little ridges, being sure to be real careful with this so I don't accidentally crush the shape of the straw. And with the cup and straw done, we could pop in the oven for a quick bake. Now that he's back from the oven, I went ahead and drilled a quick hole in the top so the straw could be inserted, and as you can see here, I almost burnt the house down again. So we're gonna have to put him in the big oven for the final bake, but until then we can start working on his hands. I went ahead and drilled little holes on the side, that way I know where the arms are gonna be inserted. After finally getting through that crispy bit there, look at that. I could then stick these little piece of armature wires on the side just to make sure they're in the right position, and then we can move on to those hands. I went ahead and took those little pieces of armature wires, sticking those into these little chunks of clay, then I could take my X-Acto knife and start to cut in those little fingies. I slice off a bigger chunk and set it aside. I'm going to use that as the thumb, but for the meantime I could go back and use my phalanges to shape his phalanges to make them look like phalanges. Once I was happy with how those little fingies are looking, I could then reattach that thumb, blending it in. As for the little hand details, I'm going to be using this wedge-shaped silicone sculpting tool dipped in some isopropyl alcohol to help give his hands a little bit more detail. I also use this ball stylus to give the fingers a little bit more of a rounded shape. I'm pretty much just trying to mirror this of what my hand looks like. You know, that is if I had 3 fingers. Anyway, now that I was happy with the hand, we could then go ahead and take that, sticking that piece of armature into the body. Pretty happy with the size and shape, so I went ahead and did the other hand off camera, sticking that into the body. And after inserting those little pieces, we could go ahead and stick it in the oven for its final bake. And with Shake back from the oven, we could go ahead and start the painting process. Now since he is primarily white, I am going to be laying down a piece of cardboard, that way I can use my airbrush just to slap on paint real quick like. Decided I'm also going to be painting his hands and straw with the white. This is also going to give it a nice little base for me to work off of. Now that we got the base coat down, we can start bringing this bad boy to life. We're going to start with the lid. I'm just going to be adding this very light blue wash over the top just to give it a little bit more of a plasticky look, you know what I'm saying? I then take some of that blue and bring it down into the face. Now despite the fact he is just white, we are going to be building up a lot of colors just to kind of give him a little bit more depth, and the first color being this blue. Up next, I'm going to be using an off-white, just dry brushing this over the top of the surface, making sure I get over the lips and all that just to give the white a little bit more variety. Once I got done dry brushing the devil out of it, we could go ahead and start on his hands. I first start off by giving it a base coat of this orangish yellow, and then finish it off by dry brushing a very vibrant yellow over top. And with his Ronald McDonald hands complete, we could go ahead and start painting his straw. For this I just mixed up a pink color and then we slapped it on nice and thick. Moving down to the eyes, we're going to start off by giving it a base coat of an off-white. I then go over top of the eye with a pink wash just to make it a little bit more bloodshot. I'm going to pause there, let the eyes dry for a second while I move down and add some of that pink to the lips. And now that the eyes are dry enough, we could go back up and add some of that off-white back to the center of the eyes just to make them pop a little bit more. Almost forgot to paint the inside of the mouth, so we're gonna go down with the dark red, painting the inside. I wanted to give his face a little bit more dimension, so we're gonna go in with the red wash over his lips and over the sides of his eyes, just to kind of let it sink into those cracks. I feel like this makes him look a little bit more alive. Now, when I was sculpting Frylock and Meatwad, I made their eyes brown, so I think for him, we're gonna make his eyes blue. We're gonna start things off by adding a dark gray blue, then following that up with a lighter, more vibrant version of that color. Then we finish it off with a black pupil. Now he's looking a little too clean and pristine, so we're gonna be going over some of those details with the dark black wash just to make them pop a little bit more. Once I was pretty happy with the paint job, we could then go over those glossy bits with this Super Gloss Brilliant Extreme Mod Podge. We're gonna really water this down and then just go over top of the parts that were gonna be a little bit more shiny. This helps kind of separate the piece a little bit and makes it a little more realistic. After a little bit of assembly and some off-camera detailing, we're onto those glorious JCPenney glamour shots. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. I hope you all enjoyed it. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, and also leave a comment down below of who you would like to see me sculpt next. I'll see you next time.